Member for Johnston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the opposition for bringing this to the chamber today. As we've heard, we know that this year 57 lives have been lost on our roads, nearly double the number from the same time last year, and we also know that an average of 500 people are seriously injured in road accidents in the Northern Territory every year. For many of us, this is not just a statistic, it's deeply personal. These are our loved ones, our families, friends and neighbours. I'm one of those people. I lost a treasured family member at just 16 with her whole life ahead of her, killed in a road accident. Lucy was a beautiful, vibrant, amazing young woman, and her death was tragic and meaningless. Her life was over and the impact of her death was far-reaching throughout her friends and family. At that time and almost every day since, I reflect on the incredible danger of our roads, and the death toll in the Northern Territory remains deeply shocking to me. And like everyone in this territory, I'm committed to working to care for our community and to ensure that we're doing everything we can to keep people safe. Our road toll is horrific. There must be more that we can do. And as we've heard, the toll is not just on those who are hurt or killed or those who lose family members, but also on the first responders who do an incredibly challenging job, and I thank them and our health services and all those services who care for those harmed on the road. We know what the main causes of road death are: speeding, alcohol and not wearing seatbelts. And it's of great concern that while alcohol is a key factor in many road crashes, the government is proposing that we make alcohol more accessible by reducing the floor price. And we must continue to address alcohol-related harm, including its devastating impact on our road toll. We know that young people, particularly those under 25, and communities in rural and remote areas are among the hardest hit. And tragically, First Nations Territorians are disproportionately affected, with 86% of fatal pedestrian crashes in the past 10 years involving Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander pedestrians. I just want to come back to alcohol for a minute. It's well established that the Northern Territory has the highest per capita consumption of alcohol in Australia, the highest rate of risky alcohol consumption in Australia, and the nation's highest rate of alcohol-related hospitalisations, and high rates of road trauma and mortality involving illegal blood alcohol concentration levels. I'm just quoting from some research from Menzies, and further to that, in 2015, alcohol-related road crashes were estimated to have cost the Northern Territory economy more than $57 million through permanent disability, workforce disruption, insurance and compensation schemes, and loss of quality of life. Substantial societal gains can be made through the prevention of drink and drug driving. We need a clear and consistent approach. That means investing in safer roads, as we've heard, targeted education campaigns and stricter enforcement of road rules. But it also means being honest about the decisions that we make in this chamber around other things that affect road death, and that includes alcohol policy. If we know alcohol is contributing to these tragedies, we cannot turn a blind eye for the sake of convenience or politics. We cannot accept that losing life on our roads is just part of life here. It's preventable and it's up to us to act. Let's make sure that whatever laws we make in this chamber will make all of us safer and ensure no more families have to endure this heartbreak. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also have a statement to read from the member from Mulka.
Sure.
The member for Mulka asks that I share this statement today. He says, "I'm not sure how many members in this chamber have lost family members and loved ones on the NT roads, but there are a great many people dying and being injured on our roads in the Northern Territory, and many families and communities who are impacted. And we hear very little about these deaths. We do not hear an outcry from government about new policies or spending announcements to create safety. We do not see the same call to action they have for crime. My wawa, my cousin brother, who was hit on the Stewart Highway by 2 cars, one that stopped and one that didn't. He was in Darwin for a medical appointment. He was a treasured member of our family, a kind and quiet man. I had hoped to give him a lift home at the end of the Parliament sitting, and I felt I had failed him because I could not deliver him home safely. These pedestrian deaths are concerning, and the government should be calling an inquiry to look for ways in which to limit deaths on our roads. Madam Speaker, last term of Parliament I asked the Minister for the hit and run statistics. In the 21-22 financial year, there are 11 hit and runs that resulted in deaths and 4 that caused serious harm. In 2022-23, there were 4 hit and runs resulting in deaths and 2 that caused serious harm. In 2023-24, there are 11 hit and runs resulting in deaths and 10 that caused serious harm. These are not the total numbers of deaths on our roads. These are just the ones where the driver has hit a pedestrian and did not stop, which is a serious concern because it leaves people on our roads who have injuries that need immediate attention. My Wawa was one of those people because the first driver did not stop. Is there a chance that if that first driver had stopped, my Wawa would be alive today? Could the first driver have stopped the second car from hitting him? In Brinken, on 2 occasions this year, 3 people were struck by cars that did not stop, and on each occasion 2 people passed away. Why would a driver not assist the people they had hit? These questions lead you to ask whether it is intentional. This is a shocking crime, and yet there is not a flurry of bills on urgency passing through the chamber. For some reason, these deaths are acceptable, but to the families and communities, the people of my electorate, these deaths are completely unacceptable. They require a response from government about how this has happened and how our communities can be made safer so that we don't continue to experience this loss. Mr. Guyula goes on to say, I'm grateful that the opposition has raised this issue today, and I hope that the government will call in experts and consult with communities to address the tragedy that we are seeing on our roads, the tragedy that deserves an urgent response. Thank you, Madam Speaker.